In this video I'll show you 6 bathroom tricks that everyone should know, so be sure to watch the video until the end. We start with trick number 1, which requires an essential oil of your choice that you really like to smell, and a clothes pack. It should be made of wood, otherwise this trick won't work. Now put a few drops of the essential oil on this clothes pack, because since it is wood, the essential oil will soak into the wood and so you have a clothes pack that really smells incredibly good. Of course you can also make several directly. What exactly you should do with it now, I would like to show you in the next step. Let the whole thing soak in a little bit beforehand, so that it's no longer damp here. And then you can attach it to your shower head, among other things. If you attach it to the shower head and take a shower, the essential oil will really come to the fore through the warm water and it will always smell pleasantly fresh in your bathroom. If you don't have a rain shower head, you can also attach it to your shower curtain or shower door. Somewhere near your shower you will find a place where you can hang a clothes pack like this or even several. Of course you can also use the whole thing somewhere else in the bathroom and cleverly place this clothes pack so that it always smells really wonderfully in your bathroom. Trick number 2 is all about the grout lines, because after a while they no longer really look clean. Sometimes they even start to mold, and you can avoid this by using a candle. However, it should not be a red candle like this one, but a white one, because otherwise you would see the whole thing in the joints. It's also best to use a stick candle like this one, because it's easier to spread it into the joints now. Rub the end of the candle through the grout. That is, rub it back and forth over the grout lines, and do this in all the grout lines in the bathroom and shower, because this is usually the first place where mold collects. When you have gone through all the grout lines with the candle, you have left a little abrasion in the grout lines from the wax. And that's exactly what you can now spread a little with your fingers, so that the remaining residue here also disappears. And what you have done now is to seal the joints, so to speak. This means that dirt can no longer build up so quickly and water simply rolls off them. This way you actually have up to several months of peace and quiet until you have to repeat the whole thing, and the joints also always stays really nice and clean. A little ingenious trick helps you to clean your bathroom much less in the future and to keep the grout lines looking really clean. Let's move on to trick number 3. You're probably familiar with limescale stains on your shower fittings. But you can get them clean again wonderfully quickly and easily with shaving foam. I'm going to show you exactly how to do it. To do this you need conventional shaving foam and first apply a good amount of it to your fittings. It doesn't have to be too much, just enough so that you can rub it all over the tabs. I've actually used a bit too much here, as you can see. Much less would be enough. Now spread the shaving foam all over your tabs, especially where you have all these stains. You can also do this on your tab. Once you have spread the shaving foam, you have to wait. Let it work for about 20 minutes before you take a damp cloth and start wiping everything off again. And then you can immediately see that the limescale stains have disappeared. The ingredients in the shaving foam will help you to remove the limescale effortlessly. At the very end, rinse everything again to remove the last remnants of shaving foam. Dry everything again and you will see that your shower fittings are now free of limescale and shine beautifully again, just as they should. And you didn't have to use any corrosive cleaners or spend ages scrubbing until the limescale stains were gone. You just did it with shaving foam and a little waiting time. And that brings us to our trick number 4, and we need shaving foam for this one too. Because the bathtub also gets dirty from time to time and you can clean it wonderfully with shaving foam. But not only with shaving foam, what you should also use is a broom like this. I'll explain exactly why in a moment. But the first step is to grab the shaving foam and spread some on your broom. In the end, there should be a good amount of shaving foam on the broom, because you need a lot of shaving foam for a large bathtub. Of course, the whole thing also works in a shower tray. I have now spread shaving foam on my broom and move on to step number 2, because we now wipe through our bathtub with this broom. This has 2 direct advantages. The shaving foam can actually make sure that everything gets really clean again, and because of the broom we don't have to bend down, and it's a much gentler way to clean than if you have to bend down here and wipe through the bathtub with a cloth. Once you have spread some of the shaving foam all over the bathtub, you should wait. Leave it to work for about half an hour so that it gets really clean. After that, take the broom again and wipe through properly. Finally, you just have to rinse everything off with water so that all the shaving foam has disappeared from the bathtub. Afterwards, you can see that the bathtub is really shiny and completely clean again without having to bend down, thanks to the broom. So be sure to try this trick on yourself in the future. It will be much easier than what you have been doing so far. With trick number 5, we tackle the limescale stains, especially on the shower doors or on the silicone joints. To do this, take a conventional cloth and cut it into longer strips, as you can see here. Because cleaning is much easier with these. You will see exactly why in a moment. I have now cut strips like this. In the next step we need vinegar, because the vinegar is a wonderful limescale remover. Now put some of this in a bowl, and in this bowl we put the strips we just have cut. Put them in the bowl so that they are completely soaked in the vinegar, so that they are really moist and full of vinegar at the end. When you have placed them all in the bowl, you can pour a little more vinegar over them so that a lot of it can really be absorbed here. Now we go to the shower or to our silicone joints. Here you should just put the whole thing directly on. The advantage is that the vinegar can really stick to the calcified areas because the cloth holds onto them. Dip some more vinegar over it when it sticks so that a lot of vinegar can really work here, and then you have to wait. You should leave it like this for at least an hour before you can go to the next step. If it is very heavily calcified, you might have to repeat this process afterwards, or you can just leave it to work for 2 hours. When you take the strips off again, you will see that most of the limescale has been completely removed and it looks much cleaner. For the rest, take a sponge or a cloth and wipe over it again. Then rinse everything off and the limescale should be really history. And in a really effortless way, because all you had to do was apply a little vinegar with the cloth and wait, and everything is clean again. And that brings us to our last bathroom trick, which everyone should know. This is to pour hot water into the toilet. It should be 60 degrees Celsius, but definitely not hotter. Tip it into the middle of the water, not directly onto the bowl. Then grab 1 or 2 dishwashing tabs, depending on how dirty your toilet is, and throw them into the toilet. Then leave them to soak in. It's best to do this overnight. Dishwashing tabs are particularly effective for removing stubborn stains and urine scale from the toilet. The next morning, open the toilet, give it a good wipe down with the toilet brush and flush, and the toilet will be sparkling clean again. Be sure to try out these bathroom tricks for yourself too. Would you also like to know 10 more cleaning tricks with shaving foam that everyone should know? Then watch the video that I'm linking to you here. You would make me really happy if you click the like button and subscribe to my channel.